Let me now move into the example as relates to trading accounts. So let's check a very simple example to understand the basic idea about trading accounts. So example of trading accounts now. There is a need for me to write out the question first before we solve it. So let's go. The question goes thus like this, that from the following tribalance of, let me use ZB sons. So this question now, if you are given any type of question under trading accounts, they have to tell you that from the following trial balance, of course the trial balance is important, of particular name, but for the purpose of this one is ZB sons, I use that. So they will tell you to prepare a trading account for the year end. They can put in any year, but this one I'm just putting 2022. So after this type of information, they will now give you the trial balance under it. So for the purpose of this lecture, I'm going to write out the items on the trial balance as it relates to ZB sons. So let me start writing it down now. Remember, this is just the question. I haven't started solving anything. So your opening stock here, opening stock. Don't forget your Naira sign up like this. How much is our opening stock? 92,000 Naira. So this is just the debit side. When you move to the credit side here, I'll put in its own Naira sign here too. So let me try and roll it to separate them. So let me underline this too. So on the credit side of the trial balance of ZB sons, we have purchases return. Purchases return. They give us the amount which is 11,600. Also on the credit side too, they give us our sales value. Our sales value is 729,000. Also on the credit side, they give us interest amounts, which is 6,800. So let me now go back to the debit side and list all the items under it. So after writing the opening stock, the next item under our debit side is sales return. Sales return, which is 19,200. And after sales return, pardon me for shortening this, let me write it. Sales return. So the next thing is purchases. So purchases 477,600. Next thing is carrying words. 37,200. Discount allowed. Discount allowed. 3,600. Salaries 20,000 naira. Investment 50,000 naira. Commission 1,200. Wages 30,000 naira. After wages, they give us customs duty, and the amount for customs duty is 14,000. After custom duty, they give us accrual duty. Remember in the format, I make mention of accrual duty and freight duty. So in this question, they now give us something related to accrual duty. Accrual duty is 1,400. Such a small amount. So audit fee is also given 1,400. Pardon me, this accrued duty is 1,600. 1,600. So if you now total all these items in the debit side of the trial balance of ZB Sons, you are going to arrive at 747,800. 747,800. Don't forget your credit side also, very same amount. 747,800. So that's that about the travel. Oh, sorry, let me give you the closing stock. The closing stock for ZB Sun is the closing stock was valued at 160,000 naira. So this is the question we are going to solve in relation to trading accounts. Let's now go to solution. Solution now. Anything you want to do as related to calculation, don't forget to write the solution. What you just have to do is bear it in your mind that the debit side will include anything that debit the receiver, and the credit side will include anything that credit the giver. So let's now move. You remember we are solving trading account for ZB Sons. So ZB trading account will be as our heading. ZB Zones trading account. For the year ended. So after writing it, ZB Sons trading account for the year ended at 1st December 2022. So you have to underline it. Let me underline it. Yes. So let's now begin our application to each item in the trial balance of ZB Sons. Yeah, we have to divide them before starting anything. We divide debit side from credit side by rolling in between them. So I've already applied the ruling. So don't forget your naira sign also. to the debit side too. Debit the receiver and you credit the giver at the top. Now, in the question, we were given opening stock. If you want to solve a trading account, don't forget your stock because you can't start a business without having a stock that you wanted to focus on. So the opening stock will be the first item in your trading account. We are given amount for opening stock in the trial balance. So the opening stock was given as 92,000, right? Let me cross check it again. It is given here as 92,000 naira. So you go back to where you are solving your calculation. Opening stock 92,000 naira. So after opening stock, after you bought, you have a stock in your organization or a business. Of course, you have to purchase in more items or goods. So purchases will precede this opening stock. So the next item is purchases. If you go to the question, you're going to see the amount for purchases. As I wrote it earlier, purchases, the amount they give us for purchases is 477,600. Let me rewrite these purchases because it has a little adjustment. Purchases they give us 477,600, right? I will not write it directly under here. Reason is it has a little adjustment because I made mention of return earlier. So returns it has 2. So for this one in the question, we are just going to apply just one. So our first of all, write the amount for purchases down, which is 477,600. 477,600. Yeah, because in the question they gave us purchases return. You have that purchases return in the goods they purchase, they return few out of it. So you have to less that particular amount. It's not everything that they return; it's just few. And the amount they return is just 11,600. So you less purchases return, which is 11,600. 11,600. If you now less it, you can indicate bracket to indicate your minus sign like this. So after minusing it, you are going to arrive at 466,000 naira. So after that, you now bring it here. 466,000 naira. So we've treated purchases like that. So the next item you are going to write in is after having your opening stock and your purchases, the next thing for you is the carriage inwards. Because after buying it, you have to carry it inside, right? Okay. The next one is carriage inward. Carriage inwards. This one did not have any adjustment, so I'll write it directly. Carriage inward, and the amount for it is 37,200. So after carriage inward, in doing business, after doing all these opening stock purchases, after lessing the return out of the purchases, of course, there are some people that are working day to day for that particular goods before it can become finished good. So those people, you have to pay them, right? So that one is wages or sometimes salary. But for this, in the question, they give us wages. So I'm going to write the amount for wages. Wages is our next item, which is 30,000 naira. So after that, remember I may mention something in that format when we were writing it. I may mention of the custom duty and accrual duty. So this one will also be in the debit side because it is procurement for the organization or a particular business of the ZB sums. So the first thing you have to write is the customs duty. Customs duty. You also write in the accrual duty too. I think the goods pass through C. accrued duty. So the amount for custom duty is 14,000 naira and accrued duty is 1,600. So after writing all this, um, let me go back to the question again to look for every item that should be under debit. So I don't think there's any other type of application. So let's now move to our credit hand side of the trading account. In credit side, I said earlier that anything in credit side will of benefit gain to the business or organization. So the first thing that will be there is sales, right? Yeah. And in the question, we are given the amount for sales, which is sorry, before you write in the full amount of the sales, you have to make sure that anything like adjustment, does it precede that sales? If yes, don't write the amount straight here. You have to do the initial adjustment around here. So that sales amount is 729,400. 729,400. I'll still write it here because I want to do little adjustments under it. So in the question sales, they give us sales return. So that sales return, we have to less it, less sales return, sales return, which is equivalent amount of 19,200. After lessing it, you can now bring in the total under the naira sign, which will be 710,200. Let me rewrite this, sorry. So after that, in the question, they give us closing stock. For every business, they must also have a closing stock. But in the question, they will give you the closing stock. The closing stock will be in the credit side after doing every adjustment and after listing every item. So the closing stock is going to be under this 710,200. Closing stock, closing stock, closing stock, which is amount of 160,000 naira. In some questions, they can give you closing stock by giving little additional information on that. The additional information is not often not that much. So, but for this one, there's no additional information on that, so we are good to use it like this. You've already written the closing stock. So if you now total 710,200 with 106,000, you are going to arrive at 870,200. The total will be under the lowest part of our credit hand side. Like this, you have to roll it up first, 870,200. You come to the debit side also, your gross profit, and don't forget your gross profit, you have to transfer it to the profit or loss account. So gross profit now, for this I'm going to use pi to represent profit. Pardon me for that. So 229,400. Total everything, it will equal to the amount in credit hand side, which is 870,200. And to this, we've come to the end of the lecture in relation to trading profit or loss account for ZB Sons. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, kindly comment in the comment section. Thank you. We enjoy you at LearnCity.